What's going on, everybody? Brian with Living Jeeping and Adventuring. With wheeling season right around the corner, and what I call wheeling season. I mean, it's wheeling season all the time, but I usually wheel an open cabin rig. I'm not wheeling when it snows. That's too cold. So I figured it was time to give the old F250 a little bit of love, a little bit of TLC, if you know what I mean. So I've teamed up with SPE Lab to get some work done on the old F250. So they sent me a brand new cold air intake setup for this truck. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be installing that. It's going to be a little bit different kind of video than what I normally do. It's going to be more of like a how-to. You know, I'm going to install this cold air intake the right way. Now, my truck already has one on it, but it's junk. It leaks air. It doesn't fit the turbo. All the boots are messed up. The air filter's dirty. It's just trash. So we're going to put a new one on there. So big shout out to SPE Lab, and thank you everybody for watching. Let's get to work. Alright, so I'm sure you can already tell that mine does look a little bit different. The previous owner did install this aftermarket cold air intake, but the filter's dirty. This has got, the tube has got a little bit of a crack in it. It's not the right setup for the truck. It rubs and it doesn't bolt down to anything. So we're going to yank this out and we're going to install a good setup. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to do on your factory setup is you need to remove the factory air filter, which is going to sit right here, and I'll put a picture up of what a stock engine bay will look like. That way you can kind of know, kind of compare, you know, yours to the picture. But you'll take your factory air cleaner. You're going to have to take it out. And first you're going to do that by loosening the clamps that's securing your air filter. Then you're going to lift the front and rear covers upward and off of the filter housing, then pull the filter straight up and out of the vehicle. Next step, you're going to want to disconnect your mass airflow sensor, which is right down here. I want to reach down there and disconnect it. It's got a little push clip, push pin right here. You push it and you should just be able to pull it straight out. Once you get that disconnected, you're going to want to remove the plastic covers of the filter. Use the appropriate tools to loosen the hose clamps that hold all your cover pieces together. You're going to remove the two hard plastic covers. Take them straight out of the vehicle. And you're going to want to detach the rubber hose that's connected to the front cover. Once you do that, once you get all that stuff out of your way, you're going to want to go over to the turbo side and loosen up the clamp that's holding your rubber hose to your turbo. In my case, mine's not even connected, so all I should have to do is pull mine straight out, like so. See what I mean by this thing is not the right one for the truck? Nothing's connected anywhere. Get out of there. Come the rest of the way out of there now. Alright. So once you get your factory air duct and everything all the way out of the way, you're going to want to, again, come to the turbo side and remove the silicone boot that's attached to the turbo. In my case, all I need is a flathead screwdriver to get my hose clamp off. Once I get it loose, I can pull it straight out, like so. Alright, now on the factory setup there will be an intake bracket that you will have to remove, and you will also need to remove the PVC hose, which will be connected straight down here. But mine already came off with my air duct tube. And once you get the PVC hose removed, you will have to remove the remaining factory intake duct from the vehicle, which mine is down here attached to my battery tray, and you may have another piece in there that you have to get out. But once all of that's out of the way, we can start the installation process of the SPE Lab Cold Air Intake Kit. Once you have everything out of the way, you have your entire old system out of the way, you're going to want to get into your cold air intake kit, and you're going to want to find your silicone boot. Once you locate your boot, go ahead and slide it over top of the turbo housing where the old one came off. Once you get it pushed in there good and secure, get you one of your hose clamps and install it next. Once you got your hose clamp, just slide it right over top of your boot all the way to the turbo. Alright, once you got your silicone adapter put on, you're going to want to grab your PCV adapter and your PCV hose and go ahead and fit that into the valve cover. Now be careful doing it. It does have an O-ring that you have to put on. That also comes in the kit. Once you get your adapter put in, you can fit your hose onto it. It slides right together. Now this may have to be trimmed, but we'll figure that out as soon as we get the intake tube installed. Next, you're going to grab your old setup and you're going to go ahead and remove the mass airflow. Pay attention to the orientation of it. Make sure it says airflow going towards your engine. Okay, you're going to take that out of your old setup. We're going to install it into the new setup with the tools that is provided in the kit. Okay. We'll go ahead and take the mounting screws out and install the new sensor, or install the sensor into the new intake pipe. Once you get your mass airflow all the way tight, you're going to want to get back into your kit and go ahead and get your intake support bracket. And we're going to bolt it on hand tight for now. We'll go back up later and tighten this all the way once this is all the way installed. Just hand tight for now. That way that moves around a little bit. Once this is hand tight, you're ready to go ahead and slide your intake tube into your turbo. Alright, I went ahead and grabbed one more clamp. I'm going to slide this out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and install this clamp onto the silicone sleeve here. We'll grab our intake tube. We'll go ahead and slide it in place. Now it's going to be a little tricky to get in here with this bracket, but we'll go. Just like so. Once you have the intake slid all the way into the silicone tube and your hose clamp tight, make sure your mounting support is pushed into one of the existing mounting push holes that your factory air cleaner box came out of. Once you get it pushed in, it will feel nice and secure, and you can go ahead and tighten up your mounting bolt underneath. Once you have your mounting bracket tight, go ahead and find your mass airflow plug and plug that bad boy back in. Don't forget to do that. If you do not plug this in, your vehicle will run poorly and it will throw check engine lights. So make sure that this step is not forgotten. Go ahead and plug that mass airflow back in. Once your intake tube is slid all the way up into the silicone adapter for the turbo, you're going to go ahead and cut your PVC tube to length and get that installed. It'll go from your PVC hose adapter that you installed earlier up to the port on the intake tube. So go ahead and get that done. Alright, now next you're going to want to install the air filter that they sent with the kit. Now as you're putting this down in there, be careful not to damage any of the fins on anything sharp like bolts or anything you have sticking out anywhere. So we'll go ahead and get this installed and secured to the intake tube. There we go. Well guys, that install wasn't too bad at all. Overall, I think it only took about 20 minutes or so. Super easy. Like I said, I did, it did have a cold air intake on it already, but it just didn't fit right. It didn't fit to the turbo right. It leaked air real bad. It kept popping off. Just all kinds of issues with it. So thanks again to SPE Lab for coming in there with that brand new cold air intake setup for it. I really appreciate it, guys. And I appreciate all of you for watching the video. Hopefully you learned a little something. If you didn't, sorry. But yeah, so appreciate it. Keep watching the channel. Keep following the Liberty. Hopefully exciting things are going to be happening with this thing. I've got a lot of work done to it. Still have a lot of work to do, but it is coming along nicely, so I'm pretty pumped up about it. I know some other people are too. So anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Oh, don't forget, subscribe, like, share, all the good stuff. Appreciate it.